in, you're in, we're good.
Go.
Hold on.
Holding.
Okay. Thank you, Jim, for coming in today by yourself. I hope it wasn't too hard missing work.
Mm. It's done.
Okay. What I wanted to do today was kind of talk a little bit about the family and how everybody relates to each other and kind of what's going on.
Well, I leave early in the morning. I don't see most of the problems. I mean, I know when I get home, she's definitely pampering the child.
What do you mean by pampering?
No discipline. There's no chores, nothing for him to do like a normal child would do. He's just catered to hand and foot.
So you believe she babies him?
Absolutely.
Does he respond differently to you when you're home?
Absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I give him orders and he respects that. He wants to do things and I make him do them.
And by giving him orders, you mean?
Directions, chores, things to do. When he says I want something, I tell him no, go get it yourself, instead of running into the kitchen to get him a bowl of cereal, which obviously he's old enough to do himself.
So you believe that she babies him?
Oh, way too much.
What do you think she could do differently?
Give him things to do.
Like?
Chores. I mean, he can take his laundry to the hamper and carry it downstairs to the laundry room. He can take the garbages out. There's simple tasks. I'm not telling him to go start the lawnmower and
What are your feelings about she might not discipline because she feels you over discipline? That she's trying to find the balance.
you can't over discipline.
Stop. How do you think she could go about being more firm and consistent with him? You've said in the past that that's not something she's very good at.
Right, like a chore list or something along that line.
Like a chore chart.
Yeah, okay, whatever you want to call it.
And he would get check marks when he does something.
I guess. Attaboy would be fine too, but yes, we can work out a allowance system or something along that line.
And how is your relationship with her? Are his difficulties and the parenting difficulties going on, is that affecting your relationship?
She's crabby a lot, if that's what you're asking. I mean,
What do you mean by crabby? Give me an
I
example.
guess moody,
Okay, like?
depressed-ish.
Is there an example you can think of
Um,
specifically?
When she was,
When she was crabby or moody, what happened? What did you see going on?
I honestly I wouldn't know. She came home and she was already crabby. I mean, that's just how it is. It's
So no interaction between you two, just kind of sit and...
there's interaction, but
Is it centered around Jason and what he does? Or
there's a lot of discussion about him.
what happens after he goes to bed?
The discussion becomes more vocal, I suppose.
On whose end?
Both of our ends.
So there's a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting about the discipline or about him in general?
About the situation, I guess. I mean, he's part of the situation, so him and what's not being done in the house and related to disciplinary actions and chores and her jumping for him. She got no time for herself. She does everything for him instead.
What about time as a couple? Do you
Well,
do any? Do you have
I
any
work long
hobbies?
hours. I mean, when I got my free time, I usually like to go to a nice quiet place and get away from everything.
So you don't have a date night. Do you have family meals?
No, we don't have a date night. She won't leave him alone with a babysitter.
And you think that that's a bad thing?
Well, yeah, he's a growing boy. He should experience what all children have had a babysitter. That's part of growing up. That's life. I mean, you don't want to be one of those people that don't communicate in the real world. I mean, you got to socialize. You got to meet people. You have to have the babysitters. You have to.
So his ADHD seems to bring a lot of conflict into your
It's not
life.
ADHD. He's just a boy without any discipline.
But the doctor has said he has ADHD. As evidenced by he can't sit still, he can't focus.
That's because he doesn't have any chores or anything, so he's just sitting around. He's got a bunch of energy to burn. It's not medication, it's just a lack of being useful. If you sit around and stare at a TV screen all day long, you're going to have tons of energy and you're never going to go to sleep. You get outside, you dig a hole, you mow the grass, something. I mean, you burn some energy. Play some sports, play some basketball, play some catch with your brothers and sisters.
And do you believe those things would take away
It would take
energy?
take away a lot of his fidgetiness because he'd be more worn out, more relaxed. It's a fully charged battery that needs to be used.
So what do you think his reaction is to the conflict between you and Corey?
I don't think he likes it. No kid likes to hear arguing.
And you think he hears it?
Some.
And what about the blame that you place on Corey for him, for his ADHD, for his challenges, his difficulties?
I don't try to let him hear all that. I mean, but a lot of it, I don't really blame him. I blame his mom because she's not giving him what he needs to thrive. She's sheltering him into a hut.
So do you believe that the interactions between the two of you don't trickle down to him and allow the behaviors to continue or get worse because he's agitated? Or
I believe that when there's tension in the household, there's tension with the child as well. So yes, he'll be more fidgety or more, what's the word I'm looking for? Argumentative.
it seems to me that what's happening is you and Corey don't have much time together. Most of your lives, most of the day is focused around him and what he needs, correct?
Most of it. With her mostly because I'm at work.
And do you like that? Do you
I
wish you had a better relationship with her?
I wish I was able to spend more time. I mean, she's my wife. I married her because I love her, but you know, somebody's got to pay the bills.
What time do you get home during the evening?
8, 9 o'clock sometimes.
So you're not home almost every night for family dinner?
I usually get the end of it.
So do you think some of this could be happening because Corey doesn't feel like she has a partner in life? So in a sense, Jason has become her partner? All of her time and attention and devotion goes towards him because you're working so hard?
I don't know. I assume that it goes towards him because he's a kid and she's a mom, and that's what they do. And when he's the youngest child and the last child, they tend to get babied the most.
Yeah, but with Meg's not around, and Meg she really didn't raise, so this is her only child.
Which makes it even more
Right.
of a
Do you
prized
think that
possession.
if you and Corey spent more time together, things might change? Would you be willing to give that, a shot? Could we say that maybe you're willing to 1 or 2 nights a week make it home for family dinner?
You could try it.
So maybe we agree that 1 night per week you'll come home early for family dinner and spend time watching a movie together as a family, And then maybe on the weekend, you work late on Saturdays as well?
Depends.
So how would you feel about perhaps some parent time, some time where you and Corey go out to dinner and a movie?
We could try that.
So we agree that you're willing to try one family dinner
Yep.
and
See where it happens.
one date night?
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get back together as a group, I believe we're scheduled in 2 weeks, we can talk about the family dinner and how things went and the date night.
Absolutely.
Thank you.